takedowns good for a self-defense situation? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. There's takedowns that will allow you to exit quickly. There's takedowns that will lock you into a ground fight. In my opinion, you don't want to be in the ground fight. You want to be able to have your options get to safety. Should you take someone down on the street? Yeah, maybe. So a lot of people are like, yeah, I'm a wrestler for sure. I'm going to take that down. Yeah, I'm BJJ. I'm going to take that down. I got judo background. They're going down to the ground. They're out. You might be right, and you might get on top of them. But what if their friend or girlfriend or boyfriend jumps on top of you and starts smashing your face in? So this is where I like takedowns. I love takedowns. But we have to find takedowns that work really good for us. When I'm doing jiu-jitsu, I do all takedowns. When I'm doing my Gong Fu program or my self-defense program, there's a couple that I stick to. I'm going to show you my favorite one today. First thing first, he goes in a fighting stance. I know something's up. He puts his hands up. I definitely know something's up. So right away, I got to get to a point, hands down please, that do I understand where my range is, right? So we're kind of here, we're talking first, right? So he's just talking normally. He goes and steps into a stance. I naturally step into a stance too. And that's where you see my hands start coming up into a non-confrontational position. Notice from your guys' point of view, it looks like I don't want to fight because my hands are here. I'm not backing away. I'm actually holding my ground. The second I adopt a stance, it's go time in my mind. This is the trick. Once his hands come up, now I know he's intent on doing something. So again, from your guys' point of view, what did it look like? My hands are here. His hands come up in a clenched fist. Looks like he's trying to fight. First thing I do is I don't want to be responding to any punches coming at me. I'm going to be slower. It's going to be tough. It's kind of like worst case scenario that his hands down. As his hands come up, he fires a jab at the same time. Okay, then let your martial arts training kick in, right? Or your boxing. Once his hands go up though, boom, just bring those hands up here. I don't like to use my thumbs unless it's like my drunk uncle. Everybody has a drunk uncle for some reason, right? Who gets rowdy at a party. You're like, Uncle John, take it easy, man. Like, we don't need to go down this route today. But he's not my uncle. He's just some dude on the street who wants to bang, wants to fight. Okay, so my hands come into here, okay? Right away, my Paksao hand goes and snakes to the inside. So that's my lead hand. My Paksao means my slapping hand. So as his hands are here, I'm trying to hit the hand down, okay? When I do that, I'm doing what's called a wrestling or pummeling technique where my hand is going to the inside and I'm trying to get what's called an underhook. So an underhook, so you guys can see from your point of view, is when I'm underneath, I'm hooking his armpit, okay? This is kind of the bait. So when I'm here, my hand is just getting there. And this works if you're shorter or taller. It all just depends how good your Paksao is, to be honest. So this comes here. He's going to start worrying about this thing. And if you've watched other videos that I've done, there's a lot of different things he can do here. So what I have to do is I need to distract him. So I throw a punch with this hand, okay? He's going to feel that come at him. Well, let's say what just happened there. I punch him, okay? So he lets me punch him. I hit him. He doesn't like that. He pushes my hand away. So that can be option number one, okay? Option two, hands, is when I'm here, I throw, and now he just naturally jams it, right? You can see his fingers are here. He stopped it. I can't hit him. I want my arm to stay in here because as I throw, this is going to set up my takedown. So watch this hand here first. As this happens here, I push energy into him. He pushes back. Once he pushes back is when my hand goes under. And I want you guys training at home to have a fast response to that. I don't want you to go slow because if I go slow, he's going to follow me the whole time and he can pin it on me. So I need to throw the punch to be able to get the hand. If his head is still in the center, you can punch his face. But if he has like a boxing training or he's just smart, he doesn't want to get hit in the face, he moves out of the way. This is where my hand comes into what I call for my students, judo chop. Austin Powers, judo chop. Okay, this is going to make a big difference when you go to get the takedown so you don't mess up your hand position. So now let's talk about that rear hand. Judo chop is here. Rear hand has the underhook. Now I need to connect them together. These are called C-clamps, right? Or Lego hands. I come up, Lego hand hook. Okay, now if we're back on this side, this is connected. What I'm doing with his arm is I'm putting his arm into what's called a Kimura position or shoulder lock position. So I need to keep all this nice and tight. Everybody who messes this up in my classes is because what they're doing is they're trying to turn first. And if they're bigger and stronger, that's not going to work. What I need to do is I need to drive him down first. If I'm bigger, it's very easy for me to just drop my elbow. If I'm smaller, I'm going to use gravity. I'm going to kind of like do a jump squat down. So I'm jumping down and driving down. Notice how much faster that is. Even if you're bigger and stronger, I always recommend doing that one. So I'm here, I get down. Next thing I do is I'm going to think about rotational energy. But if I go to twist on this, resist please. If I go to twist, it's hard. And it's hard because I'm trying to just use my core and my muscles to be able to do that. This is where you need to bring in momentum. So you're going to twist and bring your left foot back at the same time. So I'm in, twist, foot comes over. Notice where he ends up. Everybody's going to fall a little bit differently. But look at my exit points now. Okay, I'm away from all of his weapons, right? That means if I'm here, I'm in front of all his weapons. He can kick me, he can possibly punch, he can do things. If I'm here and bent over, he can maybe grab my dick and do weird things with it or punch it, right? So it's a safe place to be. If you choose to enter, right, I'm going to try and control the hands. I love the shin on face because it turns them over. And now there's definitely no weapons that he can be accessing and he can't use anything. I'm just here. Do I strike him or not? I personally wouldn't because he hasn't actually hit you yet. You can get in trouble unless you got a good lawyer. So here, you're just like, chill, man. What's your problem, bro? What's your problem? We didn't have to do this, right? If he starts resisting, you can drive the knee into there. Again, that shin on face works fantastic. So you can call it a Kimura takedown because the arm is bending this way and you're twisting. Okay, the part that you have to get really good at, hands please, is when you're here is you got to throw that punch like you mean it. Because, well, one, I've done it too many times to my students where I'm here and they're trading with their partners. I come in and I throw this punch like I mean it, and I always hit them. But it still works because they're like, I don't like that fist in my face. So they push the hand back and then my hand finds this, right? But notice it's this feeling here. For all my Wing Chun people out there, you're recognizing what my arm is doing. I hope it's called Hun Sao, circling arm. So here, I circle arm, kind of like a Hun Sao entry. You want to get more particular, come in like this and then hook. So it's kind of like a Fuk Sao feeling and then circle the arm in. So if that hand is up, I'm just boom, in and circling. Notice though, if I do that with that one, I'm going to get hit there. That's why that other hand is for control. So I'm controlling and then I'm throwing. Once that happens, I come to the inside, I control. Remember, don't twist, go down. Once you go down, take a step. So I'm going to go down, step, turn, here. Ooh, he spun different that time. He embodied his Ninja Turtle skills. So my knee stopped that. If he spun all the way around here, he can grab my leg, do some cool jujitsu stuff. So if he's here, my knee can stop that. Again, where do I go? I like to pin him down, okay, to kind of like backside control, obviously knee on belly, but I want to be here. If you feel safe enough, you can enter into the ground fight here, where you're coming down, controlling. My favorite's the gift wrap. So now it's very hard for him to turn into me. I can control all the weapons. I can see if he tries to reach for other weapons, right? I can go back to control. I can come up to knee on belly. I can smash if things start getting rowdy. Like, there's a lot there. But the concept here is making sure that you're doing takedowns that will keep you safe on the street, not lock you into a ground fight. Stay safe.